Go here, go to YouTube. And go to Roblox. PBD. Just man. I think you guys want to try to see those things there. We weren't supposed to, remember? You played with Logan all day.
He already has the same amount of votes by 100,000 as
and 86% of the votes in.
that is, and this is Illinois you're talking about. Wow.
Same thing in Jersey.
Can we see Jersey? Do you have Jersey to show us? Dave, this is your country here, Jersey.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry about Jersey, guys.
Brandon, do you have it or no?
I got to say it went from 16 to 5.
If it makes you feel
We have
any
New
better,
Jersey.
I live in
We
the
found
red
the
part.
historical pads right up.
Tom, if you can show us Jersey and Illinois, because this is wild what I just saw here.
Let's see, we got Jersey up right here. It was a 16-point victory, to be exact, 15.9%. And this year, it's 5.
4.9.
Yep.
Tom, can you go to New York? Can we look at New York and California? Of course, they're not, but I just want to know, he spent a lot of time in New York. What does it look like comparable to 2020?
Oh, it ain't. Like,
Look at that.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. 90% in, 850 left, and he already has more votes this year than 2020. 7% more votes than 2020 in New York.
Yeah, that's correct. And the New York Times is reporting, as of 10 minutes ago, a 90% probability that he will win the popular vote by 1 point, even when the avalanche of votes is counted from California.
Wow.
Who said that?
New York Times.
New York Times said that.
What?
Yeah. That's crazy. It's going to win the popular vote by 1 point.
Someone is going to lose job.
What are we talking about?
He wins the popular vote because all of the states, so Kamala still wins New York, but you can see how narrow it is this time versus last time.
Wow.
So when you count everything up on a national basis, New York Times is saying there's a 90% probability right now he will win the popular vote by a little more than 1%.
oh, bro. Just chill, bro. Just chill, little brother.
So let me ask you, Tom. It's 11:55 right now, Eastern Standard Time. 8:55 Pacific Standard Time.
What is this, you know?
What's left for a decision to be made tonight?
So there is still significant votes coming in Wisconsin, but he's extending his lead there. Votes are coming in Michigan over the next hour before, I think, does Alaska close in exact 1 a.m. our time? So in an hour and 5 minutes, Alaska will close. I think we will have a full call at that point.
Do you think, do we have the folks at Rasmussen available?
Yes, if you like, yeah, we can.
I'd love to. If you can put him in, you're saying, is it the
I can get
Mitchell? I would like to have him come in if he can. Rasmussen, respected poll. I wonder what he's going to be saying about what's going on. I'd like to hear from him.
Please stand by.
Okay, if we can get the folks from Rasmussen on, that'd be great. Brandon, go for it. This is what? This is Jersey. She's only 190,000 vote lead. Versus in 2020 was a big victory. I mean, look at that, guys. By the way, this may not just be a 2024 thing. The shift may be taking place in a lot of different states. By the way, just for shits and giggles, Rob, can you pull up California, if you can pull them up real quick. What does California look like? Tom, can you pull up California?
That's white, not green.
Can we look at California? For the hell of anything moving in California. I wonder if the people that left, are there any conservatives left in California?
Right?
Look at that. 63, it only moved 4. 34, it only moved 4. California is still going to stay California, folks. For those of you guys that are wondering, Ricky, you got to do something, Ricky. Thank God you live in Bakersfield. If it wasn't Bakersfield, you're red. Kern County is red. San Diego as well.
Percent counted, Pat. It's a 5-point shift.
That is wild. She is down 4.8. But again, Tom, it matters what's going to happen with Portland, Salem, and Eugene. Portland is relatively a heavily left community. No, Tom?
Absolutely. But interestingly, Washington State, it's stable.
Wow.
Have anything to do with her policy. It's not going to do anything to do that she was a bad candidate. It's not going to have anything to do with the fact that she ran on abortion, like you said, killing children.
That's right.
It's not going to have anything to do that they ran on sexualizing your children, kicking God out of the public square, allowing 15 million illegals to come over. They're going to tell America that Kamala Harris lost because she was black, which is a lie, and because she's a woman. That's the lie they're going to tell. But y'all tell the truth. We're going to tell people that we voted against Kamala Harris because she was crazy as hell, and we didn't want her.
And she's leftist.
Yeah.
Rob has another Joy Reid clip, folks. For Christian people in the room here, please drop a prayer for her. Rob, we don't want her to lose her mind. Please go ahead and play this clip. Go for it.
This on this set numerous times is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them. But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And God bless Shannon Watts, who has tried to have that conversation. But if people aren't receptive to it, and if people vote more party line or more on race than on gender and on protecting their gender, there's really not much more that you can do but tell people.
Think about how she talks. Listen to how binary. So in her mind, there are oppressors, oppressed. It's all about that. It's either you're a victim or you're an oppressor. And that's literally how she sees it. It's the prism in which she sees the. And just the rest of us know that the world is not that reductive. She's so reductive in her outlook, and it's so condescending because nobody could believe that the world at the level of detail is that reductive. Hello? It doesn't make any sense. Good guys, bad guys. It's literally what it is. Good guys, bad guys.
Right? What are they going to say?
Rob, can you pull up the clip? So watch this here, folks, because we're talking, I was with Pierce a couple days ago, and I'm talking to him. If I can get your attention, folks. Some of you guys are speaking. Guys, in this room, if you want to network, go outside. Here, let's stay with us. I'm talking to Pierce, and he asked me a question about what he thinks is going to happen post-election. I think today, for as long as Trump is a candidate, he's the #1 most hated man in America by the establishment. If Trump wins tonight, tomorrow he drops to #3. Because the #1 most hated man in America will be Musk. 2 will be J.D. Vance. He will be 3. Rachel Maddow said the following yesterday. Rob, can you pull up the clip of Rachel Maddow? Rachel Maddow is losing her mind over the amount of influence that Elon Musk has, and she doesn't know what to do with it. She has no idea what to do with it. Watch this clip of what Maddow thinks needs to happen to Elon Musk. Go ahead, Rob.
even if Trump doesn't win, the Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government. The U.S. government is going to have to either, unwind from all of those contracts, or Elon Musk's companies are going to have to unwind from him. This is an untenable reality in national security terms. Now that we know what we know about Elon Musk, but even if Trump...
Why do you think they fear Musk as much as they do, Dave?
Well, look, what Elon Musk did, and by the way, you could find a lot of quotes from Rachel Maddow, and just Hillary Clinton last month blatantly said, if we don't have censorship online, we lose our control of the narrative. And you got to remember, right, it was not that long ago. Like, I'm not saying in my grandpa's day. I'm saying in my life, the corporate media had a monopoly on information. This was up till very recently. This is such a new phenomenon. And
everyone who hates ads will be using this Chrome extension by just found a Google cheat code. It's a Chrome extension called Pi.
Misinformation, Russian propaganda, which by the way can be anything, then we're gonna shut you down. And it worked. They got all of them to start censoring people. And then Elon Musk stepped in and totally messed up their entire plan and made Twitter somewhat of a free speech platform. And so, Pat, I think you're absolutely right. Trump's essentially, he's in there, but he can't run for re-election again. He's not the real threat. But Elon Musk, he said on Rogan the other day that if Kamala Harris wins, he thinks he's going to be in real trouble. I'll just say it's still true whether Trump wins or not. Like, if we learned one thing from Trump's first 4 years, there's a whole executive branch that he does not have control of. There's three-letter agencies that he does not have control of. Just so everyone, enjoy tonight. I'm not trying to celebrate. It looks like Trump's going to win. This is incredible. But the fight is just starting, man. It's not over. This is just the beginning, and Elon Musk is in real danger.
Yeah, but the part that excites me about this, that he's involved, here's a guy that's worth almost $300 billion. By the way, he can go buy a small country and just enjoy himself if he really wants to do it, right? But he's choosing to buy X. He's choosing to do all the stuff that he's doing. And now you realize if Musk doesn't buy Twitter, Alex Jones is not on the live today because he would be suspended and YouTube's not going to let him back on. If Musk doesn't buy X, maybe all the other platforms don't let him back on. If Musk doesn't buy X, maybe Mark Zuckerberg doesn't write that letter to Honorable Chairman Jim Jordan.
100%.
If Musk, so he is in the way, in a big way, because Google can't do what they were usually doing. Google's like, oh, we made a mistake, and Rogan was very noble to say YouTube didn't make a mistake. That, the whole Trump Rogan, you couldn't find, other clips were coming up. He said, no, YouTube didn't do anything. You can still find us over here. I think they're going to go after this guy hard, but if they win, he's got 4 years to get in to expose enough people where the shit could stop the next 4 years. I think he's going to be very formidable, but I do think he's enemy to state #1 the next 4 years. I don't think any...
them and bought Twitter, they transitioned one of his children, and he said he didn't appreciate it, that they had gotten too dangerous, and he had to come out against it. And this is what they've done. They've started bothering people's children, and you take it too far when you bother their children. And every man that has any bit of testosterone about him, the things you have to do in the family is that first you have to love your children and your family, then you have to protect them. And a man that doesn't protect his own children is not a man. And these people have gone after our children, and real men are standing up and they're saying, this stops here.
Yeah. Just building on that, I think that was kind of one of the talking points that the left actually lost. They really attacked J.D. Vance for making the statement that you don't want a bunch of childless cat ladies in positions of power. And they tried to make it seem like he was speaking about, oh, people that are struggling to have children, have fertility issues. No, he was very clear in what he meant. And I very much agree with that sentiment. These are people who don't have an investment in your future, right? One of the things that really makes you care deeply about what's going to happen in the future is becoming a parent. And when you get people like Kamala Harris, who doesn't care at all about your future, she cares about herself. She cares about where she's going. She cares about how she can climb, the power totem pole. That's a very scary predicament for America. So going back to Elon Musk, he watched the Church of Woke, the demonic Church of Woke, the impact that it had on his child. He openly spoke about his child and transgenderism, and I think he had a personal investment in wanting to watch that church, or I shouldn't even call it a church, burn to the ground.
They turned his kid against him.
Yeah, they turned his child against him, and that makes it now
what
personal.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that makes it personal.
That's what the Maoists did.
That's the wrong man's child.
Listen, look. Here's what I've learned in life. I don't know why God's given me a strange memory, and for